Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today we are going to be taking on double S difficulty of the Plus Ultra stage. I have already ranked in once before, but we're going to be attempting to get a little bit higher of a score and get into the top 5 of the ranking for the current VE tower. This is the first floor against Seiji, and his meat lump ability is super annoying unless you have a character like Fantasy Aizawa to seal his skills and get around it. Green Ida is also very good for this particular stage because he increases the amount of criticals you can get within the set amount of turns that you're going to do, and you're going to be aiming for a 4 to 5 turn clear on this particular stage or level of the Plus Ultra VE tower. Turn 2, we have all of our Plus Ultras, so we're going to use all those. You can see Uraraka hits for 99,000 with a crit. The trouble I had with this team really is doing too much damage too quickly, and so it made it hard to get the crits and the status elements that I wanted. All of these floors are pre-recorded because obviously it takes a few resets to get the technical hits, the status elements, and the crits that you want to get within the amount of turns you want to get them in. And right here we are going to use just Aizawa's Plus Ultra because it gives us an extra Plus Ultra hit for 45,000. That was our 15th crit, so we didn't actually get 20 crits, but we had 15 crits and 4 status elements right there, and you'll see that here at the end. Unfortunately, did not get the 20, so I can reset and try to get a little bit higher score if I get the 20 crits and 5 status elements in a 4-turn clear, which would be a fairly high score. And then we had 9 technicals. Here is the second floor against Shigaraki. Now Shigaraki can be a little annoying because he increases the action skill cooldown timer, so if you know how to get around it though, it's not as big of a deal. The only person he can't attack with this particular team that I'm using is the purple Todoroki at the start. As long as he doesn't attack him, we're good. He can try to increase the cooldown time of blue Todoroki or Red Hawks. Red Hawks lowers his cooldown too quickly, so it doesn't matter. Blue Todoroki, the way our action skills work out, we don't actually end up needing his extra action skills, so it doesn't matter if he increases the cooldown time on him. We are aiming for a fairly decent score here. I don't think by the time I was done recording, I was just like, I don't care enough to get a perfect score. So in the end, we'll end up with 20 crits and 4 status elements. This is definitely a team where you could get the full score though, and get the full 20 crits, the full 5 status elements. Maybe I only had 3 status elements actually in the end. I might be missing 20 points. So just, you know, don't be lazy like me. Take your time, reset for your status elements, reset for your crits, and you can see the order, pause the video at any point that I did my action skills in, that I did my Plus Ultras in, and stuff like that. But it basically works out to be a perfect 5-turn clear for this team. And the reason I'm not going too in depth on this team and this stage is because this stage is made really easy by this team, and I've showcased this team multiple times in multiple VE towers. This is kind of my go-to team. It's just good all the way around for like every single VE tower I've found a use for it at some point in time. And then now you're going to see my score here at the end. It's not the highest score I've had for this floor, but that's all right. That just means there's room to get a higher score at the very end. So 20 critical hits, 10 technicals, 5 plus ultras, 3 status elements. If we had just gotten the 2 extra status elements, it would have been a really good score. But I am happy with that score. On to the last floor. So this floor against Bakugo is the one I would argue is the most annoying, the bane of my existence. I hated it on S difficulty. I still hate it on double S difficulty. This stage is actually so annoying and so inconsistent is the biggest problem with how things end up working out. So basically the amount of damage you do in a turn determines how much Plus Ultra gauge raise you get. And so right here I do have a Plus Ultra gauge ray up with Vigilante Deku and with Midnight. I'm going to use just Deku's here, and I'm going to try to get the Plus Ultra up for Dabi by doing the 2 skill chain with Dabi and Midnight here. The goal for this team, really, the reason I'm running Vigilante Deku and the reason I'm running Midnight is just to keep Bakugo stun locked, because if he's not stun locked, he's just super annoying to deal with. Like, that is literally one of the best strategies. A lot of people, and you're going to see this in the top ranks, use Midnight at the very least. Not a lot of people are using Vigilante Deku, but a lot of people use Midnight because of the fact that stun is so good against Bakugo and he doesn't have the resistance against stun, I believe, actually, even when he enters destruction mode, like he does against all the other status elements. So that's what makes stun so good. Dabi is here just because he's a freaking nuke, and he is literally going to break the damage cap for you, and you need him to break that damage cap to get a decent clear. Another good option might potentially be the Fantasy Bakugo in place of White-Haired Dabi if you don't have him, because Fantasy Bakugo does pretty consistent damage too with his Plus Ultra at 9999 damage. So we're going to go ahead and do this one action skill here because I'm worried about damage, and then we're going to pop both plus ultras. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do more action skills for an action skill skill chain or technical hits or things like that, but at this point I figured I was probably good and I just needed to get him dead on the 6th turn. So this is a 6-turn clear right here, and I wouldn't say it's the best 6-turn clear, but it's what I came up with, and it got me a fairly decent score overall. So that was 20 crits, 9 technicals, missed 1 technical, 6 plus ultra moves, 14 status elements, 10 skill chains. So I'm literally missing 1 technical away from a perfect score on a 6-turn clear, which is not too bad, but it could obviously be better. It would be better to have a score over 5,000, but 4,986, I will take that score for sure. And that gets me a high score on the 1st floor and the 3rd floor, and like I said, my 2nd floor was a little bit messed up, a little bit scuffed, but overall 14,049 points. I'm not too disappointed with that amount of points. I was super excited when I originally saw that score because I wasn't sure if I was going to break 14,000, so I'm happy to say I was able to break 14,000. And eventually, you know, as this VE tower goes on, we'll probably see 14,100, 14,200, so on and so forth when people get more used to it. But 14,049 for right now puts me in 3rd place, and that is a massive W. I will take that. Hopefully you guys can go back, pause the video at any point, and this will help you guys out with building your teams. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.